hurry, step this way, the strangest sight from the island. Tricks from the four corners of the world. For 2 nickels, 1 dime, a 10th part of $1, he got the show if you got the dime. A sample of the marvelous freaks you'll see for the price of a small thin dime. You get the whole show now if you hurry.
While I'm alone and blue as can be, dream a little dream of me.
Come on in. Step up to the queue. Here you'll find a human zoo. Creatures from lands afar, the strange, unusual, and bizarre. Sights and sounds beyond the mind. Nothing short of this battle line. True to life, I promise you. Now we'll see just who's who. A fakir from India's hills, from the skewers he never ills. A snake charmer from the Nile, she has no man to make her smile. Strong man from Bulgaria, has the strength to tend to pass the test. A rebel girl from Budapest, from a box she comes out best. This cowgirl swings the rope and whip, shoots you fast and from the hip. Our magicians are from Vegas, Nevada, to pull off their tricks. They'll need bravado. The tattooed man skins a bluish mist. Ink sees from over 250 arches. Electric girl on up postpone can light a bulb by touch alone. A geek blast has been employed. Everything in the pit will be destroyed. Talented talker that I be. Last attempt for ski. That's your might here on the Valley Platform stage back in the 1840s and 1950s. Circus sideshows across the country and in your neighborhood. So ladies and gentlemen, step right on in. Be a child for a day. Come on in for the price of a child's ticket alone. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen, and see what's on the inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the show real simply. I have here a hammer and a nail. I'm a suicidal carpenter, don't cross me. Here we go, straight to the center of the skull. All right. 1, 2. Come on. That's not the center of the skull. The center is actually, if you calculate and compute, approximately right about here. Ah, come on, it's nothing to sneeze at. Shoot, it hit you like a nail gun. You're looking at me like I farted. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The most embarrassing part of the show, picking my nose in public. My parents aren't proud. I get it. You and I both know this is the year 2020, whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, we've got power tools. Straight into the face. This is going to be really crazy. I don't know if I can do it. It's going to be great. Okay, luckily there's a reverse on this drill. It was good for me. Was it good for... I know where it's been, Mom. Always so concerned about me. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to see me do the most daring, dangerous stunt I do on the show, right? Oh, man, like, okay, I'm an artist. I guess I have to be because this is what I am. Okay, so how many times have you had to go track down your money and the guy's, you know, blowing it on cocaine up in the room and, and you can't get a hold of him at the end of the show, or you have to meet him at a strip club to get paid, and then they only pay you in Canadian and not U.S. funds, which, you know, is like half, and then you're like, fuck, you know, and then, you know, like there's just, every show you do is like a drug deal and you just hope you get paid. That's the way it is. When you do cash, when you're just a guy on the road, no backing agency, no lawyers with their foot on their neck, making them pay. Nope. It's just you in a car going around trying to do shows. Well, it's like doing a drug deal, man. I spent most of my life in the backseat of a car going back and forth to private lessons, living off comic books and casseroles. And I was reading, all this stuff and exchanging dreams of boundless grandeur for realities of very little worth when I went to school. And then I discovered Sideshow, and here was real magic. And trying to improve my act and keep up with the members of the troupe and stuff like that, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to be a different color? And so, then, how do you do that? And then it was like, tattooing. And so, but because of my, differences with my peers, because of the things that I was doing as a child, unlike others, that separation really, really left me isolated and unable to really communicate well. And so, being blue for me is just a natural step. Whereas for someone else, it would be a horrible or crazy thing. For me, it's just me.
What you want to see is me doing the most dangerous, daring stunt I do in the show, right? You're thinking it, I'm thinking it too, at least socially dangerous. Balloon animal routine. I got this balloon out of the Balloon Museum in my wallet. Had to blow the dust off it. Been in that museum a long time, ladies. In order to do the dangerous twists and turns this balloon, it's a balloon, don't spoil it for them. Balloon animal routine has to have a certain amount of gooiness or stickiness to it. I'll apply that liberally using my cranium. Rhymes with geranium, uranium. Get a rhyming dictionary. Now here we go. Okay, I get it. I know why you're not applauding. You can see I'm spotting a little bit. It's my time of the month. And then once a month, there's usually blood or an accident in the show. Gosh, ladies, it's not all about you. And finger licking good, too. Tastes like chicken. Yeah, salty like the sea, right? Okay, but here we go. What we're going to do is we're just going to reverse the process. Back onto the finger. Into the mouth and out the nose, collecting that nasal debris we might have missed. Doing this for you guys because I know you love it. I can tell by your bloodshot eyes you're a bunch of snot pokers. Well, did I say that right? Poking snot? I smoked a heck of a lot of grass before my brother introduced me to marijuana. Go figure. It's waving at you. I think it likes you. It's not a little kitten. It's not a little puppy. Wait, full salute. I think sea cucumber best describes this balloon animal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can't take it. You can't take it. Yeah, you cream puff.
Just shut up.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Weak. Yeah, you never amount to anything. Oh, fucking what, you an artist?
How do you take this, I don't know, propaganda, self-propaganda, and you just like turn it into a feeling or an emotion, giving it some sort of validity through, your history or your just, why do you always, and then you're always asking why, and I'm just asking why right now.
Yeah, you
I
don't
just
even
don't
know.
understand why.
You don't know nothing.
Anyway,
nothing.
so it's just all it's wall
Cream
to wall,
puff.
like
Yeah,
nonstop,
you can't
and
take
then
it.
there's
You
the
just can't
music
take it.
and all
You
the
can't take it.
talking, and it just goes on and on and on, and you just want him to shut
can't
up.
take it.
Anyway, but that's, you know what I mean? And I just can't. Sometimes I just don't. There's just no. And the semblance doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that it's going on. How do you just deal with that every day, all day? Everybody laughs at your jokes, but they get to go away at the end of the day. You're still stuck with you.
No, I get it. I totally get it. I know why. I know why. You don't have to know why I know why or how I know why. I know why, and that's why. And so just take the why, and I don't care if you don't like it. It's just how it goes. You have to roll with that. If you just can't, I'm sorry if you can't, you go ahead, try to sleep through this, because this is going to bother you all night long. We're not giving up on that. Nope, no chance. No. Nope. You'll see it when you see it. You'll know it when you know it. You'll hear it when you hear it. But I'm not going to give you any clues. I'm back here and I'm staying. That's just it. I'm the rudder. You have to take the course. Back in school, they were always, talking about me. And when they weren't, I was like, well, I'll just give them something to talk about. I was always, doing stuff that was, I don't know, breaking laws they hadn't written yet. That's just kind of how it is. I mean, that's normal. For a very creative child that is being ground down by the system to fit in that peg, slot or whatever. But it's just,
You like getting a rise out of people?
It just happens. And that's the funny thing, is because when I explain it to myself, it sounds perfectly reasonable. But then when I do something and everybody's like, what the heck did you just do? Well, it seemed fine to me at the time.
Give me an example of something you did.
Oh, I don't know. So I don't know if I told you this earlier or not, but I used to work at the meat department over at Albertsons, and so I was bringing these giant cow bones back, from work. They would just give them to dogs or whatever to feed on, and I started burying them in the embankment in the yard, and because I was going to clean them up, and I had a jewelry class or this or that, and I was going to make like a bone flute, because I thought it'd be really cool, kind of. I was one of the people doing something creative other than just, trying to get an A in class. Anyway, and so, and so I brought this giant cow bone to school. First class was Psychology 101, and I had this bone on my bag, and I bleached it and everything. But what do you know? But all of a sudden, these maggots started flinging themselves out of the bone, and the class just divided.
Parted like the rest.
And my psych teacher thought that was pretty awesome in that way, but at the same time was like, pick up your maggots and get them out of here. I was like, okay. So I was like picking maggots up off the floor, and I took the bone and I went and got some more bleach from the kitchen, and then I dropped it over at the art space where I was doing art with it anyway, which is horrible because, certainly a simple idea like, carving some bone or making something nice, yeah, but you just put that bone on a grinder wheel and smell that. And that smell lingers all day. I wasn't, I didn't think, I was just, I was just doing what comes natural, just doing creative things. It's just that I didn't, what I mean.
Oh, I get it. You want to see the chainsaw running, right? Darn it. Okay, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a William Tell routine that beats all. Instead of placing the apple on top of the head, no, much too wobbling, I place it right inside the mouth. Instead of a bow and arrow, I'm going to use this chainsaw. I want to do it, but I'm a little bit afraid of chainsaws. They're scary. So I'm going to have to wear me a blindfold.
You know, you're supposed to know all this stuff. God, jeez. I mean, gods. I guess I should be plural here because there's more than one. Yeah, in the room. I see. Yes. Okay. So yeah, no, go ahead. And I mean, I wouldn't do anything special for my parents for this. I mean, they can just hang out. I mean, why not, right? A cat don't like what's easy to come by. Easy to come by. Ain't no treat. So make me sweat and fret till I get ya. A meal is more than something to eat.
Tell me about your father.
Ah, my dad. Well, so, I mean, it's all based in this and that and the other thing. But yes, he was in Nam, and, you know, he's a lifer. And so came back with some shrapnel in his head and a couple bullets in his back. And I guess he was starting a collection. And then he, you know, woke up a couple weeks later in the hospital. But he wasn't there when I was born. But anyway, he raised us as best he could with very little knowledge of how to raise children at all. And, you know, slowly going completely insane. Starting at pretty well insane to begin with, but, you know, just get worse and worse and worse. And he had the sickness, you know, the sickness, which, I mean, I refer to it as religion.
So like heavily religious?
Yeah, it's like a social disease, you know.
You said he talked to angels, or he heard them.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking to God, you know, every day, all day, you know, you get that 40-mile stare, and everything is God this and God that. You can't even say hi to somebody without God is there somehow in the conversation. So yeah, he was pretty much off his nut. And you know, and when you realize that people are religious for a number of reasons, mostly because of their latitude and longitude, then you realize how it's really just a bunch of made up shit. Anyway, yeah, so my dad. But he's, you know, he supports me because, you know, he's dead in the ground, and every time I take a step, he supports me because he's part of the ground.
What did he think of you performing?
As far as performance, my dad really wasn't around for any of that. He only at the very beginning, but he was gone anyway for most of that. So, yep. The breakup took place. I was in junior high, something like that. So, you know, something that my brother cried about, but I celebrated.
You feel free? Did you feel free?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, you're living in a house with someone who's insane. I mean, it's, you know, insanity is kind of a catchy thing. You know, that's why they don't give phones to people on the inside, because the crazy might come out. So, you know.
You've seen the Blaze go slow. You've seen the Blaze go fast. You've seen the wacky, the wild, the weird, and the wonderful. But ladies and gentlemen, you want to see something now that blows everything away that you just saw. Am I right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, things are going to get a little bit bizarre.
All right. And as I hold my trusty Tupperware aloft, you're thinking it, I'm thinking it too, and we're all saying it together in some strange, unholy chorus. Tube, 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 tube. Yeah, keep it up. Anyway, here we go. I know, I feel like Wonder Woman in a magic Oh no, there was her plane that was in the middle. That's right. No, I got a Wonder Woman at home, wondering where I left my car keys, wondering what I spent all that money on. No, it's okay. She called me Wonder Boy. Wonder when you're gonna take out the trash, wonder when you're gonna do the lawn. Here we go. Oh yes. That wasn't the magic. I was just moving my fingers. Guys. Here we go. No, I'm going to skip it. That part. All right. Ew. I get it. Oh, never mind. No, I already did that part. I got that thing where you forget what's it, disease. Yeah. Oh, I already did that part. I get that thing where you forget what's it called, that disease. Smells good. Oh yeah. And give it up for the Elephant Man. All right. And now, a call for the blue. Ew. All right. Wow. Now I know what it's like to drown. Sorry, ladies and guys, I'm open-minded. And now for the magic. Oh. I used to be able to do the wild thing. Now all I can do is the mild thing. Hold on. Oh, there he goes. I wish I could get that much back on my taxes. You always tell what I'd have for supper. Looks like seafood. And there's an oyster. Oh.
Oh, did you want? Oh, oh, man. It looks like the Tiny Bowl Man. All right, a toast. Here's to freedom. Never get a job that interferes with your personal liberties. Oh, wait, and then here's to recycling. Good for the environment.
Now tell me about your mother.
I'll tell you about my mother. We're talking about a woman who had a lot of problems growing up. At 12 years old, she decided that she wanted to be Catholic because it was pretty. And, then, wanted to be a music teacher, but her father wouldn't let her. So those things were exemplified into her children, my older brother and myself. We had, catechism classes and a lot of private lessons. And so that kind of put a little bit of distance between us and our fellow classmates in that we didn't share the same experiences. We didn't go out for sports and all these other things because she was too paranoid and overprotective of her two sons, as it were. We didn't really have identities. We were her sons.
Did she like what you were doing with performance?
Not at all.
Really?
Not in the least.
What would she say about it?
My mother did not like any of the performance stuff I did as far as Sideshow because she was just always worried and, go run to the room and cry, It's kind of a... But, after you do that so many times, it's just like cliche. You could just care less, But anyway, but yeah, that's just how my mother had to deal with it,
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum.
He was on his deathbed and he wanted to talk to me. And I was like, this is my mom told me this. And I said to her, are you going to go see him? And she's like, no. I said, and you think I'm going to?
Did she resent him also?
Well, they had a divorce. Definitely friction.
Mm.
But it's just like, it's not my responsibility to, be on someone's deathbed that when you really hate them, that's what my dad taught me was hatred. I went to school and there was all these kids there. And I guess, okay, so I'm emotionally led. All right. But they would say, oh, I hate this or I hate that. And I just think to myself, they have no clue what hatred really is, But my dad sure showed me that.
When you got in a Sideshow, did it feel like you were getting the supportive family you always wanted?
Yes. So joining the Lollapalooza Sideshow back in the day, it was like meeting people that also were out there doing strange things in the name of art, interesting, crazy, maybe even slightly dangerous things. And then they all coalesced under the, flagship of that guy that was, kind of took over the show. And, since I'd already been in, pretty horrible, my childhood was kind of like warfare. So I was used to it, abuse, and so, it was just nothing to go from one to the other. And I don't know, finally got rid of that. So
you're referring to be
working with Jim. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people in the arts and entertainment, in film and television and all that, a lot of them go through the old school, casting couch people that exploit them and take everything and leave them with nothing at the end of the day. But at least I had my fame and I had my face, because he couldn't really take that away from me. I built that myself. So traveling around, all the tattoo artists that were they're all big fans of mine. Because I went from like janitor to president of the company overnight. I was just a kid with dreams of, being a different color, and thought tattooing would be the way to do it. And then all these tattoo artists who never tattooed past the neckline or past the wrist or whatever as tradition, and this young kid who comes in, he's completely tattooed as a jigsaw puzzle. That was mind-bending to these people. They, their Western tradition, which is a stamp collection, sticker book, and so they all became fans of mine. And so when I traveled around, there would be a huge tattoo crowd that would show up at the shows to support me and to see the shows. And so when I left, that left, the company with nothing that way. So that's good. In that, it was mine, and I didn't have to like throw that away,
Step this way, the strangest sight from the island. Freaks from the four corners of the world. For 2 nickels, 1 dime, a tenth part of $1. We've got the show if you've got the dime.
It's just starting. So hurry, look 'em over, the lady without a head. There are thin ones, there are fat ones, they're all inside. Nip and tip the pinheaded people. A sample of the marvelous tricks you'll see for the price of a small thin dime. You get the whole show now if you hurry.
Ooh, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now hit the button. Okay.
What do I use this for?
Wipe.
Oh.
So you do a little bit.
Okay.
You do a line, and then you wipe. You do a line.
Where should I start it?
I don't fucking know, man. You're the artist now.
I'm the artist?
Yeah. You gotta do it flat. Remember, it's flat. It's not an angle.
Flat.
So that is flat. You want it like, see, flat.
Oh, okay.
Flat. Ah.
Like that?
An angle, no. You want it up a little bit more, like at least about there. Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Push hard and go in little circles. Not okay. Don't not that hard.
Is that good?
There we go. Nice. Okay. Little circles. Little circles. You got this. I like this under the machine, answering questions.
You want to do word association instead?
Okay, like...
I'll say a word and tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
It's your gimmick.
Oh, yes. Like in the magic, like when you're doing a magic trick, sometimes use what they call a gimmick, right? But then in sales and advertising, sometimes you have to have a gimmick. So like, I don't know, let's say you were selling some old crazy idea like Sideshow, right? So maybe your gimmick would be like, I don't know, tattooing your whole body blue.
Do you identify as a punk?
I kind of identify as a punk. I mean, in that I'm a little bit, Brute Forcini, like what is that? Like a little bit brutal.
Brute Forcini.
Yeah, Brute Forcini. Just Forcini, like a little hard on that. So a little, I'm a little bit brutal because I'm, Okay, there's a lot of classifications nowadays. Oh my gosh, look around you. There's like, you could have Asperger's, you could have, what's that, where they use the blue puzzle piece for it?
Autism?
Oh yeah, autism. Yep, devised in 1963. They used the blue puzzle piece as their symbol. Of course, nobody knew what autism was until the internet came around. So that kind of, puts it way late, like, I don't know, 2005 or 2010, somewhere around there. Acceptance. Yes, I'm accepting this ink going into my body as best I can, Is it going in?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm trying my best, sir.
Are you?
For the situation, yes. I'd like to say I've taken to this as well as someone possibly can.
It's doing it.
I'm doing it. I mean, it's like, hey,
What?
I'm just saying.
Is it in there?
You called you didn't call the right plumber to fix the pipes, but you called a plumber.
We got the right guy.
Yeah, we do, allegedly.
Enigma, what kind of things did you bring on airplanes before 9/11?
Oh my, jeez, dude. Okay, so
Yeah, please tell us what kind of things you brought on airplanes before 9/11.
what me? I mean,
Seems a spark.
there was one
A
time when
twinkle in your eye.
there was this one time. Oh man, so nice. So I used to, have a scorpion run around on my face and in my mouth and stuff like that in the show. And the thing is that I didn't really know where you could get one in Europe, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I had trained this one specifically, and so I put him in my pocket. An emperor scorpion. It was in my pocket. It was fine. And they didn't really have all those sensors and stuff like that. It was just organic material, so it really wasn't going to beep or nothing like that. So, but unfortunately, on this very long plane ride, 9 hours anyway, to go to Europe, the scorpion escaped, which was kind of like, not in my pocket anymore. Where is this scorpion? Well, as we looked around the seats, we couldn't find it. Anyway, they didn't tell anybody this. No, of course not. And then it was we found it in the seat when we got up to leave the plane, and I slipped it back into my pocket. But that was kind of something.
Do you like the attention that you get from people when you're out?
It used to be massive.
Yeah.
It's so less. It's so like nobody even notices me anymore. So okay, so here you go. So I'm standing there, and this guy's like, "Hey man, can I take a photo of you?" And I'm like, "Well, you can take a photo with me if you can say my name." And the guy's like pissed off. He's like, "I don't know your name. How am I supposed to figure out your name?" He's standing there with a cell phone in his hand, all the world's knowledge in his hand, and even if that wasn't enough, he could easily extend his hand and say, "Hi, my name is," and then what's yours, or by equal merit and respectability, respect as you were talking about. I would extend my hand and say, "Oh, well, my name is," and then I would say my name, and that's how a conversation goes. You see, that's how you introduce yourself to somebody. It's not, "Oh, I'm taking a photo of some freak over there." It's like, "Hey, this guy and I met. We're friends now," or at least there's some sort of relationship started there. But at least, it's not just an empty, like, "Oh, look, this freak I took a photo of." It's like, no, we exchanged words. We exchanged hands. I mean, I would easily accept Rumpelstiltskin, so it's fine. But still.
You want people to treat you like a human.
I mean,
Obviously,
there's a certain... Well, I grew up on British comedy.
Really?
So, all this, like, cops movie, TV show, where, like, "Take that," and all this shit. It's like, whatever happened to the cop comes up and says, "Excuse me, but I think we're going to have to go down to the station and talk about this." "Okay, well, that's fine. Let's go." It's not, "Oh, take that." Like, what the fuck? Where does society go, man? I thought there was respect for each other and dignity and things like... No, there isn't. And it's what the hell?
You think we're losing the ability to communicate with each other?
Well, yeah. Well, there's a big shot of that for sure. They're not going to remember me. Come on. How do I want people to remember me? Well, it would be great if they remembered me as someone who broke the bounds of reality and took the Blue Man with Horns out of the fiction section and put him in the non-fiction section. That's pretty much it. Magic, there's all kinds of magic out there. You just have to find it. And people will tell you all day and all night that everything's been found out, everything's been discovered. There's no possibility of learning anything new or creating something new. And that's a bunch of baloney, because there's tons of things out there for everyone. As far as what people think of me, I don't know. I'm just trying to get through as I am, and I am definitely the fool stepping off the precipice. But I think that that's also what adventure is.
Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. I'm hoping to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams may someday find you, sweet dreams that leave your worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they may be, dream a little dream of me.